Happy baby, like what? Open your mouth,
Ah.
stick out your tongue, and just cry out. We're doing it more than 3 times a day.
Three times a week. I do it like 4 to 5 times a week actually.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about fierce grace.
Watermelon sugar high.
Yeah, watermelon yoga high.
Oh, watermelon yoga high.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. How was fierce grace? So fierce grace. And this January they came up with a deal with $30 for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
If we redeem it in January 2020, that's why we started doing it. And we love it ever since. I love the instructors, I love the environment.
And it's so great that you can see the community within Fierce Grace.
Yes. Oh, you know what I like about Fierce Grace? They have mirrors. They have mirrors everywhere. I like it because you can see your alignment.
I agree.
It's much easier for you to balance when there's a mirror.
I definitely agree. Like, definitely you want to be in the first row.
Or second.
Second row.
Or somewhere that you can see yourself.
Oh, yeah. Second row,
clearly.
Second row works, but then you have to don't be right behind the person in the first row. Just move a little more to the right.
So the owner of the studio actually came to New York to do a Q&A session with whoever wants to do Fierce Grace yoga teacher training, and we went because we were just like, it's for content. We'll see what it's like.
Try it out.
Yeah, just want to see
the experience, like what goes on in.
What do they talk about? Yeah. So it happens to be a 3 weeks long teacher training that you have to do every single day, and then we couldn't like leave our job and then do that. So it's probably we're not qualified to do it yet because you have to be a consistent practitioner for at least 2 years, and you have to have like recommendations letter for teachers and all this stuff. But then we're really happy that we went. Yeah,
and also like it gives you how each individual has a potential to be a yoga teacher.
Yes.
I was very surprised. They were saying like before 6 months of teacher training, they suggest you to take 2 classes per day.
Yes, you have to take 2 classes per day, every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so that was very surprising. Like, I never seen anyone done it, but it is possible.
Yes.
That's the thing.
I know, because like for us to do 1 class is hard enough. Imagine if you have to do it every day, but then they were like, no one actually had a breakdown before. So we were like, okay, we really want to try, but the timing isn't working out for us right now. But I'm really glad that we went because it's nice to see the perspective of the teacher. And then they were talking about like what it felt like to teach, and then how to deal with like different injuries, and people came up with different questions. So apparently they were saying that if you can do a pose, that you don't have to be good at doing every poses to become a teacher. Sometimes if you have like a tight lower hips or like a tight back or things like that, it's more relatable for you to communicate to the students.
Yeah, it's actually interesting how Michelle was saying how it's not about like, she doesn't use the word tight, she used the word stable. Actually, yeah, she's saying that your hip is stable, that's why your lower back is more loose, or maybe if your lower back is stable, then your hip is loose. So technical or flexible, and that's a very great way to interpret your body.
And then after the teacher training, we got to take a class with Michelle, who's the owner of the studio, and it was the best class I ever took. It was so nice. It's a 90-minute class. That was the most peaceful class of my life.
I actually thought it was 60 minutes.
It was 90 minutes.
But actually, like, it turned out to be 90 minutes. Like, oh wow, this is interesting.
It felt really short and really peaceful, and I was very content. I felt content.
I actually liked her class because she was very detailed for any people who are beginners or have injuries.
Yes.
And who are also pros at it, because she'll talk about any alternative positions for beginners to do the pose.
Yes.
Also, another fun fact is that the yoga instructors actually know my name. Like, they're very engaging. They ask like, "Hey, what's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Ken." And I was like I was a bit doubtful. Like, she's not gonna remember my name. And then like the next time I took class with her again, she was like,
"Oh, hey,
how's it going, Ken?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
I know. I really like that too. They will like make fun of you in class. It's kind of funny. I don't know. It's a good. They like give out good vibe that like when you feel exhausted and feel like you're gonna die, they will make it funny. So it's like, oh, you forgot about it, and they're like, oh, okay, let's just enjoy this and like embrace the moment and keep going. And it's really hard to get through a 90-minute class because sometimes you feel like you want to give up, but you have to keep telling yourself that you can do this and breathe slowly and maturely. Like breathe deeply. It really helps.
Yes. There was one time when I was doing Fierce Grace before the class, I just felt it was too hot and I was being really negative, and I was like, I'm not gonna complete it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. And then, you know, like, even though I completed,
Yes.
that was a really bad mindset
To go into the class.
Go into the class with, you know, and like definitely thinking about it, like going to another class, another time, being really positive, and then leaving the class positive.
It's like a goal.
It's like
A
really good.
lifetime goal.